Hey guys, Azza here, and I am with the one and only Liv from This Is Living. We're up in the high country on a little bit of a trip here. And I thought I'd take the opportunity to have a chat with Liv about her DMAX and, you know, why she set it up, how she set it up, and since you've had the train canopy for 2 years, sort of what's changed and how it's evolved into what it is right now.
Yeah, 100%. You know, as you know from yourself, as building a car, a lot can change in 2 years. You obviously take it on trips, you figure out what does work, what doesn't, and then you kind of go from there. So it's a forever changing process. Oh, it is. But let's get into it.
Okay, let's start with the car itself. What is it?
Well, Black Betty is a 2021 Isuzu DMAX. 4JJ3 engine.
Any particular reason why you chose this car over, say, a Hilux or a other car, Ranger?
Yeah, okay, well, a bit of backstory to that is Tommy and I have our own diesel performance business pretty much. So Tom lives and breathes Isuzu engines. Absolutely loves them. So when we were looking at a new car to build up, obviously these engines are very reliable, they're great, very easy to play with, do mods to, things like that. So we wanted this to kind of be our flagship car for our company. Building on from that, we have in fact tuned this car, done a lot of work in the engine bay.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it sounds good.
Nice turbo whistle coming out of it.
It does indeed. It's got great power at the wheel. So yeah, that's
the main reason why you bought that car. That's the main reason, yeah. And then it's evolved into, you know, the touring side of things with This Is Living,
yes,
stuff
indeed.
like that.
Yep.
Perfect. Well, we may as well go sort of front to back and touch on everything for what you've done and how you set it up.
Sounds good.
At the front here, you got some nice bar work there.
Yeah. So I decided to go with an AFM bull bar. I think it complements the shape of
it does. Follows the lines, doesn't it?
This style of DMAX really well. So I was stoked with that. For the sliders and the scrub bars, I did get those custom made with Kinsella Customs. I absolutely love the spin that he did on them. He let me put my own little flare on there.
You got Liv'n down there on the plate.
Indeed, on the side step. So absolutely stoked with the bar work.
And then you're running a winch in there as well.
I am indeed. So I've got the DriveTech winch at the front with a factor 55. It's been great.
And then you got some Light Force HTX2s.
So I'm running the Light Force HTX2s at the front. We've also, as you can probably tell from the car, we've kind of stick with a bit of a colour theme here, the black and orange. So underneath we've also got some fat bar bash plates, which are of course orange, as well as my upgraded front mount intercooler has also been painted orange. So there's definitely a theme going on with this car.
I reckon while we're up the front here, we may as well pop the hood. You did touch on performance diesels. I reckon we pop the hood and check out what's underneath.
Copy, you ready to see some dust?
Hell yeah.
Not too bad under here.
Not that dusty under here, mate.
No, definitely not.
But you can see the nice orange theme you got going.
Definitely
hard pipes there.
Definitely got some hard pipes in there. Obviously the upgraded airbox, which has been great from in-house fab. Haven't done like anything crazy modifications to this car. She's currently sitting at about 240 horsepower, which, you know,
sounds pretty crazy.
That probably does sound pretty crazy, but in reality, that's what I mean. The Isuzu engines have so much potential there.
Yeah, you can push them.
Yeah, with very little like crazy mods getting done. We have added like a secondary fuel filter, which I think's really important for those long trips, especially when you're going out bush and things like that.
And the newer common rail diesels, so a bit finicky.
Yes, they can be. Yes.
So nothing crazy under here.
Nothing
Still
too
nice
crazy.
and clean though.
Yeah,
looks good with the orange piping.
We have done an injector upgrade as well, which I think has obviously helped push that little bit of extra horsepower just to give it a bit more grunt. But yeah, I'm stoked with how she's been running. And then if I wanted to bring the Ranger down here, you could tune her up, but you guys do take care of all that. You can do all the performance mods, the intercoolers, 100%. Turbos, everything. Turbos, intercoolers, clutch kits, if you've got your manuals and things like that, heavy duties. Yeah, sweet. All that kind of gear. Love it. Cool. All right, now let's keep moving around, eh? Rightio, under here I see some fancy Fox suspension. You do indeed. I'm a big Fox fan. Yeah, 100%. I reckon when building a car, one of the most important things you can put in your car is your suspension. Yeah, I agree. Especially for those long trips. So I did in fact go with the Fox suspension from Solve Off-Road. Absolutely stoked with how it's been running. Like we still kind of do corrugations every weekend and it has not failed us once. Super comfy to drive. Yeah, it'll be fully tuned as well to the car. It has indeed. Special valving and things like that. I know because we got that, we got the same setup in our next gen Ranger for work and it's bloody like driving on a cloud. It's very, so good. Very comfy. Yeah, they set it all up to kind of match the weight that I was going to be adding to the car. So Very little issues with sagging.
So you need those sorts of things. It's I recommend like suspension as well as like one of the top mods. If you can spend the money, do it right, do it once.
Exactly right. Do it right the first time.
Oh, here we go. We got some what, Nitto? Oh no.
No, Toyos.
Toyo open country mud terrains, and then you got some methods there which look really cool as well.
Yeah, this is part of their heavy duty alloy range. I was running the Steelies for a while there, and I love them. Like obviously you can bash them around and no issues there, but really wanted to give the heavy duty alloys a try, and so far I'm absolutely stoked with them, and they look great. And
they're nice and light as well for a big solid alloy as well. So one thing with these sorts of dual cabs, you really do have to watch your weights, and even down to your rim and tyre combination as well. So one thing people don't really think about when they're setting up a car.
It's a very good point.
Yeah. All right, let's keep moving around.
Alrighty, so we've moved to the back of the car now.
Down the back here, yeah. Check out your suspension down here.
Yeah, so
leaf setup.
I've changed the setup a little bit recently.
Yeah.
I was running 500 kilo leafs in the back for quite a while, and they held up really well, surprisingly.
Yep.
But Tom and I do a lot of towing. We've got our boat. We do a lot of fishing. So we actually recently changed the leafs out for some parabolics, which are rated from 550 to 750.
Ah, perfect.
And the difference...
Holds the weight nicer now.
Yeah, the difference has been incredible. Ride's really nice. Upgraded the rear shocks to the remote resis in the rear, because
2.0s in the back there.
Yeah, the Fox ones, so absolutely chalk and cheese now. I'm stoked we did that. Yeah,
like this setup on the back here with your tent, your awning, your fridge, everything, your batteries.
Whole kit and caboodle.
Yeah, something like this really weigh about 700 kilos.
There you go.
So that's something you need to really think about when setting up the suspension on a dual cab like this.
100%.
We at work, we always recommend a GVM upgrade as well. So that's a good thing to think about when you're setting a car up like this.
For sure, yeah.
So yeah, all right, let's keep moving, eh? Okay, Liv, so it's been around 2 years since you've had this train canopy set up.
Yes, indeed.
I remember when we first set it up. What's changed since then? Are you still living out of it the same? Have you changed anything internally?
Well, like I said earlier, like between then and now, we've done a lot of trips, and we've kind of figured out what works and what doesn't and things like that. Originally, I did just go with the 80 litre upright fridge, and I had this drawer here. That was the initial setup. From then, we've obviously added the Mit's pantry, which is...
Can't go wrong with that.
No, so much better, heaps more storage with that. I used to have to carry around a big old food box up on the top there, but now that we've got the pantry, I can use that whole storage area for a fire pit, chairs, things like that.
Makes a difference, doesn't it?
100%. I don't know, I've figured out that the best way to do it is to use this drawer for our cooking gear. Obviously, very easy access. We're using it every day. Pull it in and out, as well as you've got the drawer right there.
And you've gone crazy. Tommy's gone crazy.
I have indeed.
And did some of his own custom fab work here and chucked in the Safari induction.
We have indeed, yeah.
Pretty fancy.
Tom kind of wanted to go a bit fancier with this one, and decided that induction might be a bit of an easier way to just cook up a quick brekkie in the morning if we wanted to hit the road and things like that. And I will say I was pretty sceptical at the beginning, but I think it's kind of won me over, I'm not going to lie. Yeah,
well, I'm an induction fan through and through, so I reckon it's a pretty good addition to the setup.
Exactly, and as well as that, while we're on the subject of the induction, we have also upgraded our 12-volt system. So
because you did a custom setup. You didn't do one of the mitsalloy setups.
No, we did a custom one on our own. So it's now, we've got 3 batteries in there now, total running at 360 amps. So plenty of juice to run this thing. Obviously, we're charging things out of the canopy, this, that, and the rest. So that works out really well. So obviously adding that extra battery in the back and stuff has helped us be able to run things like the induction cooktop, quick mental blank there, as well as in the future, Tom and I are really discussing doing a bit more off-grid stuff. So we want to be able to pull up at camp, stay a few extra days, not really have to worry about, battery levels and having to drive every day to kind of keep those levels up.
Peace of mind.
Peace of mind, exactly right. We want peace of mind, especially when you're heading out somewhere remote. Yeah.
And then this morning I saw as well, you're running a Red Arc solar panel up top as well.
Yeah, Red Arc 180 up there as well, just to obviously help that along a little bit more too.
Yeah, while you set up at camp, you don't have to move as much.
Exactly. All about being sustainable, mate.
Oh, and then I have noticed you can't go camping without a speaker.
100%.
You got to have your music.
100%. I was always that person too that would either forget their speaker or forget the charging cord or something like that, and you'd get to camp and you wouldn't have music. So having this actually bolted into the fridge cage has been a lifesaver, because doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah, you never forget it now.
Exactly right. You always got tunes at camp.
Oh, lovely. All right, well, let's keep moving around the back. I'll throw this back in. All right, around the back, Liv. I see you got the Heyman Reese X bar down here.
I did indeed.
Yeah, with all the rated recovery points in there. They're a good thing, aren't they?
Yeah, they are, just in case you get yourself into a sticky situation.
Well, you have to pull someone else out, more importantly.
Yeah.
On the back here, you know, the standard setup, the trio dips, we call it.
Yeah, exactly.
Your jerry can holder, your fold down ladder, spare tyre carrier. Up top, what have we got? It's the Drifter rooftop tent?
It is. It is the Drifter 1.2 Bush Cruiser rooftop tent. And as we were touching on weights before, really loved going with this one because it's only like 57 kilos. So
one of the lighter ones on the market.
Definitely one of the lighter ones on the market, and great value for money, in my opinion.
Yeah, and then next to that, you've got the 270 awning.
Heavy duty 270
pretty cool
Drifter.
The other night.
Yeah,
with the lights all in it. That's pretty cool, eh?
Yeah, it's an awesome little awning. Stoked with that.
Yeah, and then on the back here, a little Light Force work light.
Yeah.
Which brings me to this.
Exactly, complements the pull-out
straight
trundle.
into that.
So you can, at night, flick your light on and lights up everything and see it.
Cook up here, cut your tuner up.
Exactly, yeah, we've done that before.
How have you got this? So this is a 1500 pull-out drawer.
Indeed.
And, you know, beauty of this thing, you can pack a heap into it and keep organised. What do you got in here?
So we've got our, obviously, the removable table comes off, which is great. We've got, everything in here. So obviously...
Filleting knife.
Yeah, for all the fishing trips. Yep. Exactly. Literally a bit of everything. Like I got my hammock, first aid kit, extra gas bottles and things like that, cable ties.
Camp oven.
Camp oven's in here too.
Yeah, some tools.
Yep, O-lights.
Bits and pieces. No CV.
Pack. No, not this trip. No, not this trip. Next trip.
Next trip, yeah.
But yeah, just like anything that you think you might need.
Well, I set mine up, with spares and tools like that.
Best way to do it.
In the Land Cruiser.
Yeah.
So it's good, keeps the weight low and centralised as well over your suspension.
100%, and like it's still very accessible, but it's not something you have to be pulling out every day, like, you know, but if you need to get to it, it's very easy to get to.
Easy access.
Very easy access for all those extra bits and pieces.
Yeah, and then extra storage, we've got the toolboxes as well on the sides.
We do indeed.
So what do you got in this one around here?
So on your side, is the ARB twin air compressor on that side. So
perfect.
Making life very easy to air back up if you're beach driving or out on the tracks like we have been the last couple of days. So makes life a lot easier.
Yeah, tucked away there.
Yeah, nice, tucked away in there.
Away. Perfect.
Unreal.
Oh, around on this side, what do you keep in here?
All that recovery gear, mate.
Oh yeah.
So extra ratchet straps, just all that kind of gear that you might need, you know? Never know what you'll need.
Or dirty gear or whatever it might be. Keep it out of the way.
Exactly.
Yeah, I keep a lot of oils in the Land Cruiser.
Oh yeah, perfect. Fair, that makes sense.
Rightio.
Oh God. Nice and airtight, that one.
And then up top here, we've got the dog box set up in yours.
We do indeed. So I opted for the dog box setup because, as you probably know, my two girls come
they do. Look
everywhere
at this.
with us.
Everywhere.
It's everywhere. But the great thing about it is that, like as you guys said, it's fully separated from the other side, so you can hose this side out.
Wet and dry storage.
Exactly right. Exactly right. So, the thing I love about it too, though, on our long trips or trips that we might not be taking the dogs on, where we might be doing a lot of fishing or diving, this area is great for like you said, a wet storage area. So you can put your wetties in here. Your fishing stuff, and it's not going to stink out the living side of your canopy because it's completely closed off. Yeah,
and you can hose it out at the end of the day.
Exactly.
You've even thought about the girls, and you got the fan up there as well.
We have indeed put a little fan up there for them.
Yep.
And they absolutely love it. Like they'll see me packing a car for a weekend away, and as soon as they see their dog beds going this side, they're up. Yeah. Jump in, jump out, love it.
Yeah, perfect.
Absolutely love it.
Gets well used, that's for sure.
It definitely does. It's seen some things, this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so while we're over this side too though, how's this for convenience?
Hey, central locking.
Central locking in the canopy. So like obviously if I'm walking over to the shops and I'm like, oh crap, did I lock my car? It's one button press, locked up. The girls are safe in here and no one's going to try and let them out and whatnot. And all to the same key fob as well. So it's all wired in. Yep. So it makes it nice and easy. Exactly right. Yeah, perfect. Very convenient. So as well, like you mentioned, all your longer trips and off-grid stuff. You've got a long-range fuel tank under here as well? We did. Well, we just put one in, 130 litres. Yeah, and that's fit in perfectly underneath the canopy.
With the tune, what sort of fuel economy do you get out of it?
Now that she's been tuned, we're looking at about fully loaded, this thing for a trip, looking at about 12 litres per 100 at the moment, which is pretty good.
That's very economical.
Very economical. So not only do you get to, you know, have that power at the wheel, but you also get to save money on diesel, which in this day and age is amazing.
Yeah, and while we're touching on that as well, like with all the trays and canopies that Mits do, you can put a long range fuel tank in there. It doesn't affect the tray and canopy at all. So that's another beauty of that as well. So peace of mind, and it doesn't affect anything we do.
Exactly right.
Yeah. Now up front, we've got the 30 litre headboard water tank there.
We
nice
do indeed.
And convenient.
Yes, indeed. Very, very convenient. Obviously, you know, if it's in the middle of summer, it's hot, I can put the dog bowl under there, give him some water. Very easy, very accessible.
There you go.
And that extra storage is unreal.
Yeah. And then up top, you got the wedge tail. Roof rack there.
Yeah, I decided to go with the wedge tail.
Up tops.
Yeah, so I love the wedge tail just because it comes with a lot of different options. So on top, I went with the standing platform and the built-in Max Trax holders.
Yeah. And then you got the light mount as well.
We do, it comes with
your light bar up there.
Comes with the light mount, the wind deflector, and I will say this has no wind noise, which I was stoked about. Yeah, very quiet.
You get some that do roll through, and you can hear it on the rooftop there.
No, absolutely stoked with this one. So yeah, very slimline, looks great.
Yeah, and then you got the clear views and the Stano snorkel as well. It gives that nice little turbo whistle.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, the Gen 2 clear views, obviously great for towing. Like I said, we've got our boat and the horse float and everything else, so love those. And the Stano is from In-House Fab, so same as what the airbox is from. So they did that as a package, and that was actually one of the first mods I did to the car.
Oh, there you go.
It didn't even have 1,000 Ks on it, and we cut a hole in the car.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
You know how that feels.
Yeah. And then what about internally? What have you done? Have you gotten fancy, any gauges or anything like that?
No, not at this stage. No. Might be something to look at in the future, but at the moment we did some like custom seat covers, obviously try and keep the car a little bit cleaner, but realistically the newer model Isuzu's come out with so many mods, like, and you know, fancy little things. There's not like, they're so comfortable to drive already. Yeah, they're so comfortable to drive already, really, so and then you didn't have to do much. And
then you just run in the GME, whip and UHF as well. Keep it nice and simple. Can't go wrong with the GME.
Exactly right, yep.
So perfect. Okay, I'll ask you a few questions. If I was to set up a DMAX tomorrow and come to you and said, hey Liv, what should I do first? You know, what are the top 3 things that you'd recommend me doing?
Well, I reckon if you're really wanting to get out there like straight away, suspension, wheels and tyres, for sure. Like
combo?
Yeah, combo.
They're always a combo together.
That's it. Chuck them on, you start heading places, start testing out the car.
Yeah, it's going to allow you to get further. I mean, you can get pretty far on stock suspension, but only so far.
Only so far. And then I'd probably say from there, depending on like what kind of driving you're going to be doing and things like that, a tune for sure. Better fuel economy, more power at the wheel, especially for things like your beach driving and things like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
100% would be my recommendation.
Yeah.
And then I think after that, it'd be once you start exploring, as you know, you want to stay longer in certain places. Yeah. So making your car livable and easy to live out of and things like that would definitely be the next thing after that. So for me, obviously that's my tray and canopy because that suits what I'm doing. But you know, people out there who have a tub.
Yeah, you don't necessarily need a massive setup like yours.
No, exactly.
I mean, it's an end goal for some people, but if you've got a tub, you can set that up pretty sweet.
100%.
Put a canopy on top of it as well. As long as you're getting out there and using it, that's all that matters at the end of the day.
Exactly right. Couldn't agree more.
Yeah. So what's next for the Black Betty here?
What's next?
They're always an evolving project, aren't they, really?
Is a full
and they're never ending.
I was about to say, is a full drive ever really done? Well, like I was saying before, obviously, like with our business, this is kind of our flagship car. So we do a lot of testing and things like that with this car. For example, we've started doing valve body upgrades. So did that on this one actually just before the trip. And I will say she shifts a lot nicer.
Gearbox is feeling better, smoother.
But moving away from the business kind of side of things and stuff, obviously travelling, you know, Tom and I would love to head over to WA potentially at the end of the year, do a lot more off-grid stuff, you know, like hence why we want to make the canopy as sustainable. Yeah.
Well, you have added in, you were mentioning that you added in a 3rd battery.
Yes, so we went from the 2 120 lithiums to now 3. So, so
pretty wild.
A lot of juice pumping through there. But, you know, if it makes you more self-sustainable at the end of the day to live off grid for a bit longer, that's pretty happy in my books, I reckon.
Yeah, right, yeah. Oh, well, I think we've pretty much covered the whole of the car from what I can tell, Liv.
I think so.
But you know, I think if you want to check out what Liv's doing, Liv does have her own YouTube channel, and I'll link all your socials down in the description below.
Thanks,
and check out that. But if you've got any questions about Liv's car, drop them in the comments below and we'll try to get back to you.
Yep.
We will get back to you.
Yep.
And yeah, I think you're doing a great job in the YouTube space and the social media space for younger girls out there.
Thanks,
I mean,
mate.
we stopped in Bairnsdale.
We did, yeah.
There was a young girl summer that was stoked to meet you.
Oh, that was incredible.
Which is pretty cool. So you're an inspiration for those young girls out there.
Thanks, buddy.
So. Yeah.
Well, actually, while we're on the subject, if you guys have any recommendations on what you think I should do to Black Betty, drop it in the comments. I'd be really intrigued to know.
You might get some wild ones.
For sure, a bit of sass conversion going on.
I reckon. After the tracks we've done this weekend.
Indeed, indeed we have.
But anyway, guys, well, I think we should leave it there. But, you know, I hope this has given you a bit of insight into how Liv set her car up for, you know, living away on long trips and all sorts of things like that, even for, you know, business use. So
100%.
Hope you've enjoyed it. And yeah, like I said, got any comments, questions, drop them down below. Thanks for watching.
We'll catch you next time. Cheers, guys.